So we done some of our best fighting games versus each other. How about some of the characters from these games versus each other? And rather than just do who wins in a fight, the most played out thing ever, we're gonna break it down in that format. Who wins in a fight can just be one category. We're gonna be taking a look at who has the better design, better story, who had more of an impact, who had the best moveset. This should be interesting, right? And we're gonna kick this off with two of your boys. Keyword, your boys. Two characters that had the potential to steal the show, but ended up getting washed, rinsed, and put out to dry. They buried them boys. But yeah, Kotal Kahn versus Necalli. Right now, everyone just started laughing their asses off. Who? Two Aztec gods going at it, right? Who's the better character? We're gonna break it down completely. Story, design, moveset, who wins in a fight, and of course I'll give you a poll after, then you can vote who you think is the better character overall. But yeah, let's go. Between Necalli and Kotal Kahn, who has the better story? Let's talk Necalli. Now, we learn a bit more about Necalli in Street Fighter V in his arcade mode, where this warrior prophet tells us that every few hundred years Necalli pops out to devour souls. It's the hour of Necalli. He's going around looking for powerful opponents to absorb, which is why he went after Ryu. And that was pretty much his stick. They even call him the emissary of the gods. He wanted to consume powerful souls, that's it. And it kinda didn't work out the way he planned. The actual canon story, the main story, actually showed Necalli trying to absorb these souls and actually getting clapped. So yeah, there was not much to him as a character. He didn't get to accomplish his goals. Whereas Kotal, on the other hand, they gave you a complete backstory from the comics. We see the Aztec realm, we see his father, their relationship, how he had to progress, how he got his powers, who he defeated, and then of course when he came into the game he was given a full chapter. So as a character, Kotal Kahn is obviously more developed. He actually speaks, then you can understand what he's saying rather than grunting. So yeah, overall Kotal Kahn had a much better story. He was fleshed out more, and yes, he's obviously the more interesting character. But I'm not gonna lie, he probably got done dirtier than Necalli. But yeah, 1 point to Kotal. Best design. Of course, this is very subjective. They're both trying to rock the Aztec attire. But which character has a better design? I will say this, I remember Kotal Kahn's alternate costume. That was diabolical. Dude looked terrible. You know what? I think I'm gonna go with Necalli on this one because of his V-trigger state. I'm not gonna hold you. Necalli in his V-trigger state looks like an absolute monster. He looks like a menace. He looks badass. Glowing body, Super Saiyan 3 hair, probably even longer than that. He looks like a problem. So in terms of design, I'm gonna give it to Necalli. Kotal's regular attire is decent. It's what you expect, but I say Necalli edged it with the V-trigger state. But yeah, moving on. Best moveset. Keep in mind, people, we're not talking about which character is better to use at a tournament, who is higher in the tier list, who has better frame data. We're talking about which moveset looks cooler, suits the character, who has more variety. Let's start with Necalli. Now, of course, he's going for the rushdown type, aggressive character. He's a beast, right? Clawing attacks, decent looking grabs, a good looking critical art. So Necalli's moveset suits the character, it is good. But I'd say I'd give the edge to Kotal Kahn. Far more variety in his moveset, actually playing off the character's power, utilizing an Aztec, sun, god magic, blood magic, using totems, using his sword, a variety of weapons. The man can even turn into a black jaguar. One of the coolest looking moves in the game. In terms of a moveset, Kotal Kahn takes it for me. Who had the bigger impact? Oh dear, oh dear. Where do we start? Let's start off with Necalli. Let's just call a spade a spade. Necalli absolutely flopped. That was horrendous. Dude was meant to be a main eventer. Instead, dude was a jobber to the stars and the mid-carders. He jobbed out to everyone he fought. He didn't hit at all. Necalli flopped. But at the same time, Kotal was buried. But who had the bigger impact? I'd say Kotal. He done more, he achieved more despite him getting completely cremated in the writer's room. I don't know what the hell that was about, but yeah, I'd say Kotal, he did more. At least he had a bit of a rise. Necalli just flopped straight. Okay? How would I compare it? They didn't pull the trigger with Necalli. They pulled the trigger with Kotal Kahn, then squashed the bullet. And there you go. Kotal had the bigger impacts. But yeah, both guys were terrible. Terrible job with both guys, but you can at least say Kotal had some wins, had a rise, had some importance. Hell, he even became Khan. While Kotal Kahn was becoming Khan, Necalli was laying flat on his back and looking up at the lights. So yeah, they did a terrible job with both characters, but Kotal Kahn had more of an impact. And of course, the last category, who wins in a fight? The age-old Street Fighter versus Mortal Kombat versus matchups, right? In fact, wasn't there some recent discussion about having Mortal Kombat characters in a Street Fighter game? Are y'all still checking for a Street Fighter versus Mortal Kombat crossover? Or has that ship sailed a long time ago? But yeah, let's talk about the resumes. Necalli, what did he do? Knocked Ryu down on his ass while Ryu was struggling with the Dark Shadow. That's the best thing and most notable thing Necalli done. After that, dude was fodder. Showed up to M. Bison's base, challenged him and got clapped. Then got punched out the building by frickin' Fang of all people, then ran away. Showed up to Ryu for the rematch, got clapped by a crouching medium punch. Then we never saw the guy again in that story mode. Apparently showed up in Balrog's story and got washed. Tried to absorb a Kuma, got destroyed. So yeah, dude is practically feetless, did nothing, got washed. All hype and flopped. Whereas Kotal Kahn, even though he had some embarrassing losses, has a much better resume, has much more wins under his belt. Of course, defeated Goro, killed King Gorbak, one-shotted Rain, came into the game, defeated the likes of Kano, Tonya, Rain again, defeated Melina, okay? Then you had MK11 where he was given another chapter and got even more wins under his belt. You see him wash the likes of a Baraka, Aaron Black, Scarlet. Yes, all jobbers, but then he knocked Shao Kahn down on his ass. Shao Kahn had to bail out against Kotal Kahn. So yeah, clearly has the better resume. By the way, after that, after his chapter finished, they cremated that man. But yeah, I'm gonna put the poll up anyway, y'all can decide. And as far as Ogre goes, what would Ogre do if he was in this fight? Not really much of a debate there. Ogre, especially that he has a true Ogre form, claps them both.